So we've got a little bit of excitement going on this side of the farm today. The concrete trucks have been coming in since about 6 o'clock this morning. First truck pulled in maybe 5 after 6. Right now it is about 10:15. The excavation crew is pouring the bunk floor for the expanded bunk. Here comes another concrete truck behind me. So they're out there quite a ways now, just about to the end of it actually. We'll get up a little closer. Yep, so they've been working at that for 4 hours now. That's just coming off the new haylage bunk. It's going to be about the same size as that one. So yeah, they're going to work away at this. And then we're going to move our T-panels over after that concrete set up from the current corn bunk. We'll get a look at that a little later. Pull the T-panels out of the middle there. Right now it's separating off conventional and BMR corn. We'll do that and throw it up on this wall for this year anyways. And we'll have a completed bunk. Lots of excitement. So on Friday, I started explaining what we were doing over here with this bunk pad. And I was gonna get up closer, but they were working for a little while after that and I didn't want to get myself in the way. So it's now Sunday morning, right around 8 o'clock. And they poured this on Friday. They had concrete trucks coming in from around 6 o'clock through about 11 o'clock. So they poured this whole pad in that 5-hour span. A nice finished product here. The concrete's set up pretty good. Dad's been driving over it with a loader to get to the back side of this haylage bunk on the other side of it. So this haylage bunk was part of the 2023 expansion project. And the 3 bunks over here are all the originals. So this small bunk here and then the small bunk on this side were both haylage bunks at one time. Well, this one still is a haylage bunk. And this guy is now the conventional corn bunk. So they're split off by these T-panels. And what we're gonna do is move these T-panels out of this bunk, which splits off our BMR from our conventional, and move the T-panels to the other side of the new pad. So that new pad is gonna hold conventional corn silage this year. And with these T-panels out, we'll just make this whole big bunk into BMR corn silage. So that's where we stand on that. Now that the concrete's starting to set up, we can get those T-panels moved here maybe in the next week and start working from there. So I'll keep walking back to show you the rest of this project here, because it's including the heifer barn getting put up, this bunk, and a pit. This is just going to be a liner pit, and it's going to hold somewhere in the 2 to 2.5 million gallon range. So it's going to be storage for both the heifer barns, which that actually is dry cow heifer barn there, and this is going to be solely a heifer barn for now. And it's going to be a 3-row barn. 3-row barn, about 175 feet right now. But the way we built this was so that in the next year or two we can actually continue building on the other end. So this probably, when it's all said and done, will be about twice the size it is right now. But we kind of split it up to do this much this year, and we'll get heifers into here. So this is where they're at. They're ready to put the liner in, I think, this coming week. And they're gonna pour their ramp right about where we're standing here for access into the pit. They got the 2 pipes coming out from the 2 barns. On the heifer barn, they put these trusses up this week, actually Tuesday. They hung the trusses. And after that, they've been chipping away at it. So hopefully the structure will be complete by, oh, I'd like to say the end of September, maybe even sooner. And then we can start doing the internal work. After we get our corn silage and haylage in, we'll be able to put in our stalls. They've still got to pour in here, obviously, but we'll be able to put in our 3 rows of stalls. So that outside row here is going to be the middle row, and then this end is going to be the feed alley. So yeah, hopefully maybe by the first part of October we'll be working away at that. And by rights, installing those stalls should be easier than doing them in the old barn where the heifers were there to help us out. Very helpful. So that's where we stand on that. It's a work in progress. A good day for me to come poke around a Sunday. There's no one for me to get in the way of. On this end of the barn is where we're collecting manure, and again, we did it this way because we have intentions of adding on this end, so then it can be central location. You can run a barn cleaner each direction into our drop, which they poured the drop in the reception. The drop's not very deep, so there's going to be a gutter trough in there, gutter scraper. That's every time the barn scrapes, the gutter scraper is going to push all the manure into the reception. This reception right now is filled with water, but you get the idea. So it pushes into here, and then in this pipe is going to sit in here, and the pump goes on the other side with the agitator, and that'll allow it to pump daily or more frequently. In the new cow barn, that one pumps about every 20 hours, so this one may or may not be similar. I guess we're going to find out. We're hoping this will be a good setup, and it works good in the new cow barn. Obviously, when you're dealing with heifer manure, it's quite a bit different than cow manure. So that's where we're at now. Coming along.